soul and its qualities. So the divine nature is also seen in the souls. In the soul, what you find is the divine nature, because soul is what we know as soul is the manifestation of divinity. It is manifestation of divinity. So the divine nature is also seen in the soul. Soul's urge to unity, because in soul always there is an urge for unity. In its planning, creative activity and idealism, in its knowledge, in all these things, you find an urge for unity in soul. When it comes down from the soul level to the lower levels, then you have the diversity. At the level of soul, there is always an urge for unity. When it comes down to lower levels from the soul, then there is diversity. So what you find is pure motive in the soul. Pure motive. And a response to God's plan. A response to the plan of God. Now we will know about the spiritual will. What is spiritual will, that we will see. Spiritual will, the first of the three primary aspects of the soul, because we have seen there are three primary aspects. What are these primary? Yesterday we have noted down. One is the spiritual will, another is spiritual love, and another is spiritual intelligence. These are the three primary aspects of the soul. So now we will know about the spiritual will. Out of the three, this is the first one. The spiritual will, the first of the three primary aspects of the soul, is active, intelligent purpose. The spiritual will, what is spiritual will? It is active, intelligent purpose. Motivated by love. So this purpose, motivated by love. So what is spiritual will? It is active, intelligent purpose, motivated by love. spiritual will a reflection of the will of God. So what you call spiritual will is a reflection of will of God. In the morning invocation also, that purpose guides the little wills of men. The purpose which the masters know and serve. You see, we have to connect these to that invocation, what we do. In great invocation. A reflection of the will of God. It is most powerful because it is the will of God. It is most powerful. It is not just like our individual will, but it is will of God. So it is most powerful. It is most powerful and a triumphant force. It is a most powerful and triumphant force. So unfailing, there will be no failure for this. It is most triumphant and powerful force in the world. In the whole world, it is most powerful. And a signal evidence of divinity in man. So this spiritual will is a signal evidence of divinity in man. Signal evidence of divinity. In man. Man means human being. The whole story of man's life is reflected in his will. The whole story of the life of human being is reflected in his will. Will, purpose and planning. There are three things. So will, purpose and planning. So the will of the whole story of man's life is reflected in his will, purpose and planning. So this will, how it is manifested in the beings, in the human beings is, first is the will to live. Because how we are existing in the form, in the frame, in this body, because of the will to live. What is the binding force that binds this soul and the body together? That is the will to live. If the will to live is disturbed, then the person will soon leave the body. Either due to a disease, because the will to live is distorted because of the disease and suffering. And the tendency to commit suicide is also because the will to live is distorted. That is the reason. As long as the will is strong, will to live is strong, you are adherent to the body, to the form. When the will to live is lost, that is the end of our life. So that is. Yes.
Depends how much you afford.
Yes.
Coming over.
Why comes a moment when people don't want to live? Why and how is it? Because chronic illness for 5-10 years. So why people don't want to live? Why it's like the end of resource?
Yeah, it is because it is why the will to live is distorted is because when you make such conditions in the body where no more the inner light wants to continue, because it is just like, for example, when you are dwelling in a house, you can continue to live in the house only when you can maintain certain conditions, like some minimum cleanliness and some arrangement and these things. So if the house becomes rotten due to not taking proper care to have the cleanliness and all these things, if the house is stinking, continuously rotten and stinking condition, then naturally you feel that you have to leave this house to take other house. So in the same manner with the body also. If your body is rotten, then there is no, the will not continue to do in this, because you have always a possibility to choose a better one, a better house. Just like how you will choose a better house to live, in the same manner you have a better chance to have another body, a new body, another wonderful opportunity. So why should you want will be? So this will to live is destroyed because of these conditions. With disabled people, yes.
And I see some of them have very strong will to live. Some of them not strong. But that people that do not have really strong will to live, they're living for a long time. They
Yes.
still, and for me it's
Yes, it is a
question.
as long as the will is stronger to live in the body, definitely you are bound to the body. You will continue to live in the body. This is the main factor which binds us to the body to live is the will to live. So this will to live is important for us to keep us continuing in the body. So it depends upon Some people, even though there is any disability, even then, if they want to continue to stay, their will is stronger, they can live. There are certain people who can live. But some people, when it is not so convenient, then they think, why should I live in this? Have a new one. So it depends upon the decision of the individual, depending upon the degree of awareness of the consciousness. So the will to live, the propulsive driving motives which sets man's being functioning and carries him through the years are the will to live. Second is the will to love. First is the will to live. Second is the will to love. So will to love is the next higher degree of transformation. So first is will to live, then you will live in this body. But then it goes into the next step is will to love. So this is the transformation. So live and let live. See, there are two things. You can live and let live. That means let the other persons also to live, other beings. So when you will do it, when you have love to other. If you have love only for yourself, that is only will to live. But will to love, that means the love for yourself is turned towards love for others also. Then what will you do? You will allow the others also to live. Live, let live. So primarily we have will to live. That is why we live in the body. Then we develop will to love. And next to this is will to serve. So this love leads to service. So these are gradual steps of transformation. Will to live, will to love, will to serve. And then next is will to sacrifice. Still further step. Will to sacrifice. So that will is translated into these manifestations, these stages. So will to sacrifice and will to know. Will to know. Without this you will not make an effort to know what is the cause of all this. Will to know. These transformations may go on through many births, because when you attain human birth, immediately you may not have all these manifestations. First there will be only will to live. As we have discussed in earlier classes, after attaining the human birth, for some births he will be in individuality. So in that stage, he has only will to live, but not other things are not still opened up, still not developed. So he has only will to live as an individual. When will to love develops, then he can raise from individual to the personality. Then he will have social life. Before that, some births will pass only in the first stage, in individuality only. Then he knows only will to live for himself. Everything is for himself. And when will to live and then will to serve, this next stage. And then he starts, it is a stepping for group living, will to serve. And will to sacrifice much advanced. So then it is ready for to raise from personality to soul level. And will to know. What is to know? To know the higher cause, the cause of the existence, that is the Lord consciousness. And will to be, will to be, and will to create, will to progress, will to good, will to power. Power means from the higher. That light and love and power. So this is that power. Restore the plan on earth. So that power. Not power on the lower. Will to establish correct relationship. Will to establish correct relationship.
What is
After to be, and after that to create, to create, to create, and then to pursue, and to progress, and the will to good, and will to power, and will to establish correct relationship. Correct relationship, right relationship. The bringing of potentialities and purposes into manifestation is always done by use of directing, energizing will, working through the controlling mind. This directing will, when working through the controlling mind, then you have all the potentialities and purposes manifested. The spiritual will synthesizes conditions. The spiritual will, what it does, it synthesizes the conditions and stabilizes. Fulfills and overcomes. It stabilizes, fulfills, and also overcomes the obstacles. And also due to the spiritual will, we will be enabled to know, have the meaning and the purpose of our living. What is the purpose of living, that we will realize.
Not only making money.
No. The idea embodied by spiritual will is that of strong determination, unfallible determination.
What time the last sentence?
The idea embodied by spiritual will is
The idea embodied by spiritual will is the unfailing determination and striving of ability to endure. The ability to endure, striving for ability to endure. Endurance, to endure. Endure. To endure. And also to wait patiently, to have patience, to wait patiently and to preserve intention in all circumstances. Preserve intention in all circumstances and difficulties. Will dynamically applied is the power by means of which the things are done, plans worked out. Plans worked out is the power by means of which things are done, plans worked out. Love and intelligence expressed. Love and intelligence expressed. Discipline applied.